Hey, hello Wonder Woman. I hope that you're well. I hope you've had a fabulous week. I hope that you're enjoying the weekend. I've just done a little bit of cleaning up and now I just thought I'm going to come in here, I'm going to come live, then I might have a glass of vino and I might do a little bit of work. So if you are jumping on live, as always, come and say hello, let me know that you are here. If you are catching this on the replay, just let me know that you caught it by telling me that you did, by dropping me a word. Hey Sonia, how are you? I hope that you are well. I wanted to share with you something today that I've picked up this week, that I've learned this week, and I thought it was a really cool perspective actually, of looking at things that hopefully will help you to see that really and truthfully, you have to work on you. You have to work on your self-worth. And for those of you that find it really, really difficult, I just wanted to share with you exactly what I've kind of learned this week. And it was a little bit of a perspective shift. And I love being able to give you those types of shifts, because if you can be the person that looks at things in a different way to the way that perhaps you normally look at things, that's when you can find a way through. That's when you can figure out, do you know what, if I did this, this would help me in this way. And do you know what, if I did this, I wouldn't have to stay in that place for as long. So this basically is what I want to offer you today. So I listened to a live, I think it was on Thursday, I'm not sure. This week has been crazy, my brain is frazzled, but I think it was Thursday. And she spoke about a window of tolerance, okay? And so if you imagine that all of us have a window of tolerance, the things that we can cope with so that we can continue moving through life, so that we can... Sorry, I thought Bash was going crazy there. So that we can carry on with our journey of life, okay? And if you imagine that normally your window of tolerance is like this big. Okay, it could be this big, but let's just imagine it's this big, okay? And as you go through life, the experiences that you have, the challenges that you come up against, the people that you have encounters with, the things that go to absolute shit, the traumas that you suffer, they all affect that window of tolerance. So as all of these things happen, imagine that they're building and building and building on each other. And as these things hit, this window of tolerance gets lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Okay, and all of these things that are going on, these situations that happen, these circumstances, challenges, the people making you feel like shit, you worrying about other people before you worrying about yourself. Maybe you've suffered trauma in the past, whatever it may be. They're all closing this window of tolerance down. So that window of tolerance, you know, this is the space that we live in where we can still function and still do incredible things. And if it gets less and less and less, you're going to be less able to bounce back as quickly, to look at things from a different perspective, to be open to seeing new opportunities, to living in abundance, to feeling grateful, to staying in that energy of love. You're going to get less and less able to do it because this window of tolerance is squeezing, imagine that, squeezing everything out of you. And so as you are looking at life, imagine you're looking at life through a lens, and normally if your window of tolerance is like this, your lens, the amount of space that you can look at is like this wide. So you can look around, you can look behind you, you can look up, you can look down, you can look all around. But as this window of tolerance is coming down, it's closing in the lens that you are looking through, until eventually, unless you choose to actually tackle the beliefs that are maybe holding you back, to face the things that have happened in your life, work through them, to do the things that you need to do to get you to where you want to get to, unless you're willing to dig in and do that work, that lens is going to keep closing in and closing in and closing in. So if it's then like this, you can't move your head. Can't really look anywhere, can you? So if you are in this space of not being able to really move around, all you can do is kind of flick your eyes around. You're not open to the new opportunities, to seeing things in a different way, to raising your vibration, to living in abundance, to transforming the beliefs that you hold right now into new beliefs that better serve you, so that you can go through life with that fun, that amazing, that positive heart and energy that you want to. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of come in and share that with you, and just ask you to just maybe just consider, where are you right now on this window of tolerance? Is your window of tolerance quite wide? Or have you let it squash you down? Squash, 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 squash. Is it here? And are you now living in this little space? Or actually, are you living outside of it? Because the other thing that I learned from this live as well is, it's possible for us to get addicted to our own behaviours and who we are as a person. And so it's really, really fucking hard to break the addiction to the person that we are now, even though we know we need to do that, and we should do that to step into the version of us that we want to be, that we know that we were born to be, that we desire to be. It's really hard to do that because we're addicted to the person that we are now, the one that has self-doubt, the one that's got negative feelings, the one that people pleases like an absolute mofo, the one that just lets her boundaries go to shit on her side and on other people's sides, the one that just doesn't live in gratitude and that is just in a constant state and sense of lack. Maybe you're addicted to that person, and so it's really hard for you to break that addiction with yourself. And that was like that really blew my mind, because I was like, that makes a lot of sense actually. And I imagine, in the way that I see this and received that, was the addiction to me is kind of the beliefs that I'm still holding on to, the person that I was, and those beliefs that she held somewhere within me still, because I'm still doing the work, I'm holding on to those beliefs. So somewhere in my deep down core, in my subconscious, I really need to get to the root of that, to break that, so that I can truly then move forward at the pace that I want, as the person that I want, without it all holding me back, keeping me stuck, keeping me in that window of perspective that's like really, really tiny, or looking through a lens that just is not expansive. It's just like, it's a really teeny tiny tunnel. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope you found this useful. I hope you are open to maybe sharing any light bulbs that have come up for you the same way that they did for me in the comments. Please feel free to do that. If you want to share with me on an individual basis, feel free to send me a message and I will respond at some point. But that is it. Have an amazing rest of your day. Lots of love, and I will see you soon.